Hey everybody, my name is Jewel and this is J7409 Weather. Today, of course, is Wednesday, September the 9th, 2020. I'm doing weather in general. I'm covering a lot of things, and I will have the latest tropical update that I can find from the National Hurricane Center. A lot's going on. I have a doctor's appointment today. I will be gone for a large portion of today, and I wanted to get this weather out to you. I'm calling this weather whiplash. Why? That's what it is, folks. What a whiplash these people had over in these areas yesterday of Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, all the way down into northern New Mexico. Some of these places dropped 60 degrees in 24 hours. Can you only imagine? That's a whiplash. This, of course, is the NDFD map. I'm going to let it loop through. Weather headlines today. Widespread weather impacts are expected across the western to central U.S. over the next 2 days. Now, the early season winter storm will continue into parts of today across the central Rockies and to the central high plains with heavy snow likely. Heavy rains and isolated flash flooding possible across portions of the southern to central plains today into Thursday. Texas, you got a chance of some rain in these areas a lot. Now, much below average temperatures, they are still expected across the central to southern plains today and Thursday. And the fire weather is still critical for today, and it will continue today across much of the west. Taking a look at the critical fire weather today, you can see where it goes, folks, from Washington State all the way down into portions of Arizona, much of California, much of Nevada, all the way over into Idaho. You can see it for yourself right in these areas, with the most critical fires burning down around the Los Angeles area, San Diego, over here moving up from California to Las Vegas, San Francisco, and Sacramento, Redding, moving right on up to Medford, bad fire there, going right on up. And it's looking like, folks, that this cooler air mass may help to reduce this fire conditions across the west, but it's not going to happen today, maybe tomorrow. And it's looking like, as of today, most of the west coastline and adjacent counties, they all got red flag warnings up in effect for today. The strong winds on the western side of that winter storm that's happening have brought dangerous and life-threatening fire weather conditions to large portions, as you can see, of the western U.S., from the desert southwest through the Great Basin, much of California, into the Pacific Northwest. Now, we do have an elevated to critical fire weather threat. It's going on now, and it will continue across much of these areas for today. Now, it doesn't look like maybe some diminishing winds are possible across these areas by tomorrow, bringing just a little relief to the ongoing fires and fire weather threat. I really hope this happens. Folks, you know, as of now, 2.3 million acres have burned this year. 2.3 million acres, and that's over 1 million more that burned last year. What's going to be left? Looking at severe weather today, there's not any. No chance of tornadoes, no chance of downdraft gusty winds, and no chance of hail. We do have a chance of those thunderstorms, though. It's going to be rainy, 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 rainy. Let me tell you what, and down in Texas, you guys right in here, you're going to get a lot of rain. You're under a flood watch right now in some places, as a matter of fact. But if you see all the way up from portions of Maine down through Texas, everything in green, we have a good chance of thunder showers today. Now, I live on the coast of North Carolina, and folks, we got a chance of rain till next Tuesday off and on. Looking like today, we do have some heavy thunderstorms that are going to move through, and the wind might gust up a little bit, but it's just a thunderstorm. So be aware if you're out and about, because this heavy rain will cause ponding on the roads if you're out traveling. You remember to slow up to 45 so you do not hydroplane. Quick check of the watches and warnings map. Everything in this dark blue. Freeze warnings. Freeze warnings. Everything in the lighter blue. You know where you live. These are frost warnings. It's going to remain a little chilly for today, tonight, and tomorrow. Now, when you get to this purple over in Nevada, this is extreme cold temperatures. Extreme cold temperatures. Of course, we still have our winter storm warnings for portions of Colorado, northern New Mexico, Utah. This is where the pink is. Told you, down in Texas, we do have this chance of flash flooding and flooding to occur. You are under watches and warnings at this time. And, of course, everything in the pink, like I've showed you earlier, critical fire weather. I can't stress this enough. Now, as we take a look at the NAM map, this will take us through the next 3 days. It's courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. You see the snow going on over here this morning. Still got some snow going on. You're going to see all this rain pop up, as I've talked about. So let's just turn it on and let it move through very slowly. Now, the early season winter storm, it will continue to spread snow to the Central Rockies, adjacent high Central Plains through Thursday. And it's going to slowly track east from the Four Corners region. Now, snow will be heavy at times in some areas, especially if you are in the higher terrain areas. Severe storm warnings and winter weather advisories are in effect, as I've showed you, from northeast Utah to southeast Wyoming and south to northern New Mexico. With the cold Canadian air mass settling into much of the Intermountain West and north central U.S. Now, I showed you that too. Behind this cold front, many locations from northeast Minnesota to central New Mexico have freeze warnings and frost advisories in effect, and a few scattered areas across the northwestern Great Basin also have some freeze and hard freeze warnings in effect. The cold blast is causing temperatures to fall as much below normal for early September, a whole lot for much of the central and southern plains region. In some locations, as much as 30 to 35 degrees below average. This system will begin, though, to move more to the northeast Thursday, with a diminishing heavy snow risk for the Central Rockies and Central High Plains at that time. Meanwhile, heavy rain. It's expected for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, while it may result in this flash flooding concern as I've showed you. So, this is going to happen today through tomorrow for the heavy rain that's going to continue. So, be aware if you're down in these areas right in here, you could get some heavy rain, especially Texas, down in this area as I showed you earlier. The watches are up for flash flooding, so please be aware of that and stay safe. Everybody else up and down the eastern seaboard here, we're going to have rain off and on with those thunderstorms for the next several days, so please be prepared and be aware. Take the umbrella wherever you go. Thanks for watching, my friends, and thanks to all my new subscribers, and a big thank you, and I love you all, to my old subscribers as well. If you're into the weather and you like general weather forecasts, tropical weather forecast, watches and warnings, anything pertaining to the weather, please subscribe. I just would appreciate it so very much. Click subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you check off all to ensure that you receive the videos as I put them out. I would appreciate it greatly. And checking out the tropical weather, this says 2 a.m. It's really earlier than that, or later than that, I should say. It's showing 2 a.m. because I clicked it on the 5 days so you guys could see where the National Hurricane Center had these systems pointed to. So let's just start out right over here with disturbance number 1. It's still just a small area of low pressure about 400 miles southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It's in my backyard, with minimal shower and thunderstorm activity. Gradual development of the low is possible during the next day or 2, even 3 days. So we got 3 days to watch this, folks. It could become a tropical depression while it continues to move slowly west and northwestward toward the coast of South and North Carolina. Now, interest in South and North Carolina, you should monitor the progress of this disturbance. It's 30% for 2 days, 5 days. That's fairly low. It came down a bit. It was up to 40, but I will keep my eyes on it. If I see anything develop, I'll be sure and get it out for you. Now, we have disturbance number 2. Now, this disturbance is a tropical wave, and it's going to merge off the west coast of Africa Thursday, tomorrow. Gradual development is expected once the system moves over the water, and a tropical depression is likely to form late this week or over this coming weekend, while the system moves generally westward across the eastern tropical Atlantic. It's got a high chance, folks. 2 days, 30%, 5 days, 80%. I'll keep my eyes on it, everybody, as it moves westward. In the island areas over here, be abreast of what's going on with this system. Now, we got Tropical Storm Paulette here. Miss Paulette, well, she's got 60-mile-per-hour winds. Pressure's 997 millibars, located 19.2 north, 45.6 west. Paulette's moving west around 8 miles per hour. Kind of slow. Then we have Renee. Tropical Depression Renee. Her winds are only 35 miles per hour as of now. The pressure is 1,004 millibars. It's located 17.4 north, 30.5 west, and Renee's moving west-northwest around 14 miles per hour. Renee should just go on up and out. Paulette, though, is looking like she's going to track a little further west than anticipated. Still, at this time, should take that turn to the north. If you live in Bermuda, you really need to pay attention. Maybe you've got folks vacationing in Bermuda, friends or family in Bermuda. Paulette is looking like the biggest brunt of land that Paulette will affect at this time is looking like Bermuda as it pushes on off. I'll keep my eyes on Paulette later on for you guys up in these areas, but I think she will stay out to sea at this time. And that's a check of your weather today. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing this information with your family and friends and on your social media. Everybody stay safe. I love you all. And may each and every one of you have much peace, love, and kindness in your lives today. Thanks so much for watching.